Yeah. She a 10. She a 10. She a 10.
50,000 on me. I'm a walking lick.
Hi guys, it's Jay here. Welcome to my channel. First, I will be using Urban Decay Hot Springs Hydrating Gel to hydrate my face. If you guys have not used this stuff is amazing. It hydrates your face. It adds moisture to the skin. And living in Minnesota around this time of year with the winter, oh my gosh, that hydration and extra moisture is much needed. Next, I always prime my lips with the Urban Decay Lip Love. It is amazing. It has shea butter and coconut oil in it. Next, I will be priming the skin with Urban Decay's Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. It does minimize the pores and it just makes your skin feel like silk. I promise this video is not sponsored by Urban Decay. I am a professional Urban Decay makeup artist and it just so happens I own a lot of Urban Decay makeup. Next, I will be hydrating my skin once again with Urban Decay's Quick Fix. It is a complexion prep priming spray to just add that extra moisture, and it does have coconut water in it as well. Next, I will be using Naked Skin by Urban Decay. I am in the shade 7.75 right now. It is currently my winter color. It is a medium to full coverage foundation. When I tell you this foundation is amazing, it not only is super lightweight, it's buildable coverage, and it dries down to a powder. Oh my gosh, what more can you ask for? It takes a step out of your day setting your face with a powder, leaving you feeling less cake face. It feels like skin. The coverage is amazing. It's super buildable. And I don't know what else to say about it. I love it. Next, I will be going in with Naked Skin Concealer. I am in the shade Medium Neutral. Of course, it is by Urban Decay again. I love this concealer, guys. It is a liquid. It's super easy to blend. It's super lightweight. It gives you full coverage, and it's not necessary to set it with the powder. I choose to set it with the powder personally so I can get less creasing underneath my eyes, but if you don't have that problem, you do not have to set this with the powder at all, and I promise it will not budge, smudge, break, separate. Girl, whatever your issue may be, it ain't going nowhere, okay? As you can see, I am using my beauty blender to blend my concealer out. You probably seen me flip it to the butt end where I used for my foundation. I just do that to blend out all the seamless lines so everything looks super blended. It looks like a nice transition between the two shades. There's no harsh lines. And as you can see, I do set under my eyes, my forehead. Ooh, yes, girl, get it. I don't know what I was thinking, but girl, I was feeling it. But yeah. So I do set under my eyes, my forehead, my nose, my cupid's bow, and my chin, and I blend to the gods. Next, I am setting my face with the Illuminizer by Urban Decay. I will list all these products at the bottom of my channel. And the brush that I am using to pat and sweep that into my skin is a large blending brush by Urban. It's the E202 brush. I'm not a baker, guys. I don't believe in baking at 10 to 12 minutes because shit, look, that leaves your face feeling dry as hell. And like I said, in Minnesota, it gets dry. Next, I'll be using the Naked Flush palette by Urban Decay. The color is Sasso. I love this palette, guys. It's 3-in-1. Like, where can you find that at? It has your bronzer, your highlight, and your blush. Super compact. Toss it in your purse. Easy for traveling. Love, 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 love this palette. The brush I am using to bronze my skin up is the large tapered powder brush by Urban Decay F103. Like I said, I will list all brushes and products below. And yes, girl, blend to the gods. You also will see me using my beauty blender again just to go over where I bronze my skin so everything is super blendable and the transition is very soft. Next, I will be using a powder by Tarte called Hotel Harris. Love this powder. I'm just going to use that same fluffy brush and go in the hollows of my cheeks, on my temples, around my forehead, just to give a little bit more depth and warmth to my skin and to deepen that contour. And never forget that hairline. You want everything to look super seamless, super blendable. Next, you'll see me use my beauty blender again. I'm just taking the extra foundation, whatever was left on the butt of the beauty blender, and carving out my cheekbones so it gives a more crisp look. Next, I will be using that same bronzer in that Naked Flush palette, and I will be using the brush Iconic Eyeshadow Brush by Urban Decay E205 to carve out my nose. Oh, yes. I don't know what the hell I was singing, but shit, I was feeling it. But anyway, yeah, I'm using that bronzer to carve out my nose, to snatch that nose, you see. As you can see, I'm concentrating that powder in the hollows of my bone towards my eyebrows just to give that some depth. And to deepen that, it gives it more character, I feel. And then I concentrated on the tip of my nose to shorten the tip of my nose as well. I also take that beauty blender again and pat that into the skin so it looks more like a shadow and that does not have harsh lines. Next, I will be taking the blush in that Flush palette, using that same fluffy brush and patting that and sweeping that onto my cheeks to give a little flush to my cheeks. Next, I will be using the highlight in that Naked Flush palette, and I will be using the Urban Decay's Shapeshifter brush. I love this brush. It's the F113, by the way. It is a double-ended brush. It has a fan on one side and like a bullet on the other end that's very packed. It's great for cream contouring, or if you want a more chiseled hollow cheekbone, this compact bullet part of the brush is amazing. I will be using that fan side to brush that highlight on the highest points of my cheekbones, down the bridge of my nose, on the tip of my nose, on my forehead, and on my chin as well. If you guys would like a tutorial more in depth on how I do my brows, please comment below and let me know, girl. Alright, so next I will be using the Urban Decay's eyeshadow primer in the shade Original. I am obsessed with this eye primer. It is amazing because once you pat that down, honey, it dries down matte. You do not have to set it with a powder, a shadow, nothing. You can immediately go in with your eyeshadows and they blend super seamlessly. As you can see, I'm using my beauty blender again. Just make sure everything is matted out and pat down. To start this fall inspired look off, we will be starting with the Naked Heat palette, which is a gorgeous palette, by the way. I am using the color Sauced as my transition shade, and I am using E201 Smoky Crease Brush by Urban Decay. I am blending that in my crease. I love this color. It is the perfect brown. If you have never used Urban Decay shadows, girl, you are missing out. They blend super, super, super buttery, creamy, not chalky. They don't skip. Oh my gosh, love Urban Decay's eyeshadows. But yeah, so I'm just doing that on the other eye, mimicking what I did on the previous eye. And I am blending in that crease a little bit on my brow bone just to make sure that transition shade is nice and seamless and preparing it for the next shade that I am going to go in with. Next, I will be going in with the shade He Devil from the same Naked Heat palette. And I am still using the same brush, the E201 Smoky Crease brush. I am starting on the outer corner with that pigment color and working my way inward towards my nose. As you can see, Urban Decay shadows are super pigmented. That's why I also love them as well. I feel like this color complements the first color sauce very nicely. It is a deeper orange brown, I would say, and it just deepens that crease and gives it a little bit more depth, and it's gorgeous. I don't know what else to say about it. Next, I will be taking the color from the Naked Heat palette called En Fuego, and I am taking the flat tapered brush by Urban. It is called the E206, and I am packing that shade all on the outer corner of my eye. I am also focusing that color in the inner corner of my eye as well. Right now, I'm not worrying about blending anything out. I'm just worrying about placement and color pigment. I want to make sure I get the right color pigment that I want before I blend anything out. Next, you will see me using the Tapered blending brush by Urban, the E209. It has a little bit more of a tapered end to it. No extra shadow or anything on it, just a clean tapered brush. And I am taking that shadow, the En Fuego, and I am going in windshield wiper sweeping motions strictly in my crease and blending that out to make sure it blends across nicely. Then I am switching back to the fluffy blending brush, the E201 by Urban, and I'm taking a little bit more of that He Devil on it, and I'm making sure that everything is nice and seamless in my eye. Next, we are going in with the Holiday palette by Urban. It is the new Heavy Metals eyeshadow palette. This palette is gorgeous, y'all. I mean, if this isn't gorgeous to you, I don't know what is. So I am using the shade, let me see what the name of it is called, Twisted. And I'm using that same flat brush, the E206. I just cleaned it off. I got a little bit of Twisted on my brush. I sprayed it with a little setting spray to give the color a little bit more pigment, and look at that disco ball in the middle. As you can see, I am strictly focusing that color in the center part of my eye to give that shift illusion. So I did do my eyeliner and my lashes offline. Please excuse the white glue. If you guys would like a tutorial on how I do my liner, please comment that below and I'll be more than happy to do that for you. Next, I'm going in with the Urban Decay Moonshadow eyeshadow brush E210, and I'm taking that shade En Fuego, and I am lightly dusting that underneath my lower lash line just to give a little smoke out effect, to just give it a little bit more depth underneath my lash line. Then I'm taking that same brush with the color Ashes in the Naked Heat palette, and I'm just darkening up that lash line just to give it a little more definition and give it a little bit more smokier effect. Then I'm taking the eyeliner called, what is the name of this? Lord, Anatomy. It is from the Jean-Michel Basquiat collab with Urban. I love this eyeliner. It's 24/7 glide on. It doesn't budge, doesn't move. This burnt orange is gorgeous for the fall. I love, 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 love this eyeliner. Then I'm going back in with that same Moondust brush. And I'm just blending that out with the shadow so it's very seamless, and it just pretty much is the icing on top of the cake for my lower lash line. Next, for a little bit more bedazzle, I am taking the Heavy Metals glitter by Urban Decay in the shade or the color Midnight Cowboy, and I'm focusing that mainly on the center part of my lower lash line. Next, I will be setting my face with the setting spray by Urban Decay in De-Slicked. Then, as you can see, I am taking the mascara called Troublemaker by Urban Decay and coating my lower lash line with that mascara. To create the lip look for this look, I am starting off with the lip liner called Gash by Urban Decay and outlining my lips. I also color in my lips just a tad bit with this color. I decided to do an ombre look for this look with my lipstick because I just felt like it would carry on the fall vibes of the whole look. Next, I will be taking a lip liner by Urban called Crash, and I will be placing that directly underneath the original color Gash and blending that as I place it on my lips to give that ombre effect. Lastly, I will be actually taking an eyeliner by Urban called Goldmine and focusing that on the center of my lip, just like my eyelids, mimicking it, giving that nice fall vibe. Okay, guys, this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
When you wake up in the morning, when you wake up in the morning.